Today, we're going to be focusing our attention on this beautiful Aussie native river system. So it all started when I came to an epiphany that I had an unused aquarium just sitting in the corner of my room. Being a creative person, I've always had an urge to do something extra special. So with the perfect candidate right in front of me, I set sail for the lowest budget project I could come up with. So I had a look around the fish room and found lots of scrap styrofoam pieces. These will be fantastic for a 3D background template. So to find the most natural look, I arranged and rearranged the styrofoam pieces many times. Eventually, I found a fitting arrangement and laid them on the floor. In order to fasten the pieces of foam exactly where I wanted them, I used silicone to glue the pieces together. And to add a more realistic riverbank look, rocks and driftwood were also siliconed into place. It was then time to leave it overnight and let the silicone go off. And just as I was about to head off, I noticed a funny rope-shaped figure out my front door. Upon investigation, it was indeed not what I had thought, but rather a big snake.
I got a little carpy. Just gonna relocate him.
The next step was to add a face rock cover look, which I found was best achieved by expandable filler foam. This is a fun and creative process, which is best on outdoors, as it can get quite messy. So after reading the package, I found for the best and maximum adhesion, it says to wipe down the area with a damp cloth. This I assume was just to remove any excess dust or dirt. It's now been 3 days into our river project, and everything is coming along really nicely. Today we are using silicone again, to stick coconut peat fibres onto expandable filler foam. This adds the riverbank's colour and natural textures. Mind you, it is an extremely sticky process and can take quite some time, especially to cover large, uneven areas. So I called in some backup. And finally, it had now come time to put the 3D background pieces into the aquarium. I also decided to disguise the join where the two pieces of background met. In the process of using the expandable filler foam, I deliberately left a channel in order to hopefully disguise the canister filter's intake. And after playing around with several different canister filter outlet locations, I came up with an absolutely awesome design. A waterfall that would flow through a hollow log. Day 4. In order for us to properly create a riverbank aquarium, we needed lots and lots of driftwood. This would not only provide a natural aspect, but would also add the tannic water needed for our riverbank aquarium. Then to follow on with the low budget theme, I went to my local river and collected some beautiful reddish brown coloured sand. Rocks were also among the collection from the river and brought home to decorate the aquarium floor. Along with another light layer of the beautiful reddish brown sand. After many a trip to the local river, I started to notice the greenery around the riverbanks. So terrestrial plants were the next to root this tank their home. It's now been 5 days and the aquarium is nearly ready for water. But there are still a few more details left out that we need to add. One big boulder, a few dead leaves and a pine cone will aid in these lacking details. And finally, at the end of day 5, the mini river is experiencing some rainfall, and perhaps even a flash flood. It had now come time to connect up the large canister filter. This would aid in the filtration process and also powering my hollow log waterfall. It's now 6 days in and it's time for some fish. So I decided to throw 3 traps in the river. Let's hope we can get some cool Aussie natives for our new tank. We are back at the location where we dropped the traps, and it's the next day. I totally forgot about the traps, so we're probably gonna have a ton of fish in there now. Okay, so after emptying these 3 traps, there wasn't that much in here. There's a long arm prawn and a couple of empire gudgeons, or like fire gudgeons. But still, that'll be cool for our new river tank. With all of the fish now added and happy, there's only one more piece of the puzzle left: aquatic plants. And just like that, we're now finished our Aussie native river system.